Hi, Jenny here with Sipping Streams Tea Company, and thank you so much for joining me on this new lesson about tea. Today I'll be covering actually a tisane. A tisane means herbal infusion, which is not a tea, or it could possibly be a tea blend. So chamomile is not from the Camellia sinensis plant. Chamomile is from chamomile. And there are different plants out there that kind of look like chamomile. So, for example, there's a plant called pineapple weed, and it looks similar to chamomile, but it is not chamomile. It is not the same plant, so it doesn't have the same health benefits, and it just won't taste exactly the same. It might taste similar, but it doesn't taste the same. So thank you so much for joining me today as I go over chamomile, which is a great alternative to a sleepy time type of tea. But it's not a tea. Remember, it's an herbal, so it's a tisane. So I just want to show you what an actual serving of chamomile looks like. So if you're used to buying chamomile in the grocery store in some sort of a tea bag, already prepackaged, realize that it might not be as effective because A, the quality is not there, and B, it is not a full serving. So when we talk about tea and preparing tea or tisanes, we still want to follow the same measurement of 2.5 grams. 2.5 grams is the actual authentic universal measurement for preparing tea or herbals. So you can see here, I have 2 shot glasses. This is 2.5 grams of chamomile, and this is 2.5 grams of decaf English breakfast. So you can see here the volume is much higher. Do you get this much in your servings of tea bags in the grocery stores? Probably not. Here at Sipping Streams, we really encourage people to drink loose leaf tea, but that also, it's really easy to make, and yes, you can re-steep it 4 times because you're getting a full serving. And if you look at the quality of the buttons here, we've actually had people recommend us because, sleep doctors actually, that recommend us because you can see here the full buttons, not the ground up stuff. Most of the time you might see, I'll flip this over in the back because I have some smaller pieces here just because of packaging's sake, you'll see these ground up pieces in your tea bag. So if you don't believe me, rip open your favorite chamomile blend and let me know. Show a picture, post one, and I would love to see the inside actually look like this. So this is a full serving of 2.5 grams of chamomile, and when you look at it, it is very effective because the majority of the ingredients are full buttons. And when I say buttons, I mean those flower parts. So you're wanting high quality chamomile to be able to actually have the potency of the melatonin to help you relax and fall asleep. Now there are many chamomile blends out there, and so you can drink chamomile that's with rooibos, you can drink chamomile that's with lemon, with peppermint. Peppermint and chamomile make a great version of a sleepy time tea also. And you can always blend on your own, but remember, the measurements are very important for efficiency. So I have so much chamomile in here, it probably won't fit in a tea ball. So I have here some filters. There's 100 of them in a pack, and they're actually pleated and expand. So I'm going to actually just pour in my 2.5 grams of chamomile in my little paper tea bag, which is not made out of paper. It's actually made out of abaca pulp. This is a German company, family-owned company that's been around for over 100 years. And they use abaca pulp, which is a reed that's native to Egypt, so it doesn't taste like paper. Have you ever bought a tea bag from a grocery store that kind of had that papery taste, and then your whole tea just tastes like that? Probably because you don't have good tea to begin with, but also, it's going to taste like whatever the medium is. So here I've got my bag. You can see how full it is. So it's about a tablespoon of chamomile, and we kind of put general directions on all of our canisters. And then I have a cup of boiling hot water here, and I'm going to steep my tea. So usually we recommend people to actually pour their water over the tea, but I'm just trying to quickly show you how there's an issue because I didn't pour my hot water over the chamomile. So That way it doesn't actually infuse all the way. So I'm going to have to use my spoon and press it in there. And that's okay if I kind of squish it a little bit. But you see how it's kind of floating on the top? It's best to actually pour your hot water over your tea or your tisane so it infuses properly. So just let it steep. We recommend, if you're wanting it for potency as like a medicinal thing, like medicine, it is best to always put your tisane or your tea and make it very concentrated if you're wanting it for medicine. So this hot chamomile is actually evaporating its essential oil. So if you're needing it because you have insomnia, I recommend that you actually put a lid over it and you can steep it for 5 minutes or stronger. Now, it might not taste very good if it's too strong for you, but at the same time, if you're needing it because you have insomnia, this is the best way, is to make it super, super strong over 5 minutes with boiling hot water. But typically we recommend our tisanes 3 to 5 minutes at boiling water. Again, 2.5 grams, so we put on the package about a tablespoon, like a heaping tablespoon of it. So this is a great alternative to use for whatever your sleepy time tea is, and it's caffeine free. It will be very clean, as in when you wake up in the morning you don't feel groggy, because all it is, it's not melatonin capsules or extracts. It is the actual whole chamomile that has other components too. Now, if you're on certain medications like Warfarin or Coumadin, just to let you know, chamomile is actually a natural blood thinner. So if your doctor is telling you to drink tea, now remember, they're not a tea specialist. If they're telling you to drink tea and something caffeine-free, you might be drinking chamomile thinking it's a great tea alternative, but realize that it is a natural blood thinner, and if you get the higher quality stuff, it will react more to your medication or to your blood levels. So just be aware of those things. So I'm going to steep it, and then I'm going to take it out. So I have a little tray here, and you can drink it. Now, one thing to note is that chamomile will not make you drowsy. You can totally drive. The only thing is that it's very relaxing and helps you have a clean sleep at night. So if you have anxieties, worries, things like that, you can totally drink chamomile and you'll be fine. So usually during my work day, I do not drink chamomile because I'm so relaxed that I have no sense of urgency. But if I've got a lot of worries on my mind, anxiety, my heart feels like it's racing, and I just need to calm down, chamomile in the middle of the day is really good for me. And I like to drink it in other forms of our own house blends, like the African Sunset, and there's also the lemon chamomile, and there's also chamomile lavender. So feel free to experiment with your chamomile, but remember, look at your chamomile that's at home, rip open those tea bags, find out what quality chamomile you actually have, and think about how old it is. So there is this shelf life for teas and for herbals. It's usually 3 to 5 years. However, it depends on how it's been stored, and also it depends on how old it is, because those essential oils will eventually evaporate. And that's where the potency of the nutritional benefits are. So think about how fresh your chamomile is, and also think about experimenting with whatever you have at home. You can always have it hot or iced, and try mixing it maybe with different fruits or peppermint or cinnamon or whatever you want to do. You might come up with a great tea blend, and we would love for you to share it with us. Let us know, and also don't forget you can subscribe to our YouTube channel that has over 70 videos. So just look up Sipping Streams, and there's lots of videos on tea education, and we would love for you to also join our Sipping Streams Tea Tribe, where we go live every couple months for a free 5-day tea class.